Hello there, it's Paul here with Felicia and the two Melanies, Melanie 1 and Melanie 2. In Nashville, Tennessee, it's October 7th, and we're here to do our garden report. I was so encouraged by all of my friends in Nisros who watched my garden report in Nisros, Greece, where my
Kalimeras,
where my grandmother and my grandfather hail from, and where we go. And so today, what's in the garden today? So we have these zucchinis.
and crookneck yellow squash, a couple of those babies. We've got some okra. They're coming to a halt as we're looking at a freeze pretty soon.
So in Nashville, Tennessee, the first frost, the end of the frost is April 15th, and the last frost is October 15th. So you can set it by the IRS calendar.
The first IRS.
Yeah, so the tax returns are due April 15th, and if you file an extension, it goes till October.
Frost follows the tax laws.
Yeah, so that's how we know. And so we file and we feed. And so here we've got peppers. We've got bell peppers and banana peppers.
Yes, and we have seeds for saving.
Yeah, and I'm saving the seeds. So what I do is I take my teeth and I chisel around the edges like this. And I save the seeds. You know why? Because those seeds will grow into plants. So exciting. And so these okras here, they're too big. And you can tell when they're too big when they won't break like that. But the seeds are really good. See inside of here, I got all these okra seeds. So we're going to plant those.
And those have an excellent germination rate as well.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. They're
Yeah, okra are just like amazing.
You can't go wrong.
Then I'm saving these rotten tomatoes for tomato seeds for next year. And what I'll do is I'll take these are the dried ones. I'll just put the whole thing in the ground, and that'll be one tomato plant.
It'll grow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Muscadines.
muscadines. Yes, we got the muscadines. So what I like to do is I like to just take them and just suck the juice out of them.
So we're going to make wine.
Who's going to make wine? Are you making wine?
Hey.
Well, tell us what you're going to do.
We're going to get on YouTube. And
I thought she was going to
Find
say
a
I'm going to
recipe.
put them in a container and stomp on them.
So our
You
next
could do that too.
our next garden report might not be very coherent, but we will. So that's the muscadine. So we've never done so well with the muscadine. Now, if you pan over there to the old chicken house, you'll see I grew them all up the chicken house, and they're really easy to grow. And so if anyone in Nashville wants cuttings, you can come get some cuttings and root them before they freeze. But they're really good. And you know, well, what a blessing to have all this wonderful fruit. And then we have the Greek favorite, the fig. Now, all you people in Greece are going, that's not a fig. Because in Greece, they're as big as my fist. And when I was there, I was eating about 40 a day. And I was getting very fat, and it was good. A good fat. And but we get a lot of these, and they are sweet and they are good. Don't make fun of my figs. And yet it's a little too cold here for figs, so we have to plant them up against a western facing wall. And then we have the jade fruit. This is the Chinese mulberry. And these are really, really yummy. And I had a big tree and it died. But I planted it again. I got another one from a nursery in Cookville, and it's growing and it's doing well, and it bore fruit this year, and I was very, very encouraged by that.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. And so what we're doing now is we're if you pan around there, Sophia, you'll see we have a bed of turnips. So we've sort of plowed things under where the butternut squash was, and we have lots of turnips. And they are a big favorite here in Tennessee. Everyone loves turnips, and you can eat them like a radish.
Bake them, use greens.
Bake them, use greens.
Could ferment them.
You can stir fry them. You can ferment them, and they're just an amazing food. And they're really, really tasty right now. And also we have these flowers. So what I was see, I'm sort of new to gardening. I started when I was about 40. I'm 60 now. Well,
You've been gardening almost my entire life.
yeah,
I can't say
okay.
you're new to gardening.
All right, well,
Relatively
I always
new.
had I always had the idea that you shouldn't grow flowers because you can't eat them. What's the point? Well, you can eat some flowers, but
Your eyes can eat them.
yeah, well, and so we had all these elderly ladies in one of the towers that there's a tower block of elderly ladies, and I think a lot of them are on Medicaid and Section 8 and government housing kind of thing, and they're poor and they can't get out and they can't get out in nature. And it's one of the people that was collecting food here from the tower block at Trevecca Tower said, well, why don't you grow flowers? They would really love flowers. So I said, all right, I'll try to grow some flowers. And so I took the tractor and I tilled a little bit and I planted these zinnias, and they've been such a favorite. So everywhere I go, I bring flowers now, and it makes everyone so happy, right? Yeah.
And I've personally brought flowers to my job. I brought them to my favorite bagel store. I brought them to my friends, and I'll just show up with just a handful of flowers and be like, hey, just take this, and everyone loves it.
You
Do you
know-
get free bagels? Huh? Do you get free bagels?
That's
so-
not bad.
And so poverty, can come in various forms. It can come from not having food. It can be that you're sick, you have cancer or heart disease or something. But it can also be that you're just depressed. And we have a lot of people that are depressed in our midst. And sometimes I feel a little depressed. So it's nice to have a flower and to give it away to someone and help them to feel undepressed. And that's the way it works. And it's better to give than receive, and we need to face these realities in our world. And so it's hard to be down in the mouth and down in the face when you see such a beautiful flower. Yeah, and not even Solomon in all of his glory was dressed like one of these. So they're pretty spectacular. At least Jesus thought so. And so that's why he said that. And so let's see what else we got here. I think that's
That's it.
yeah, that's about it. Any questions?
Oh, I'm supposed to ask a question.
Yeah.
So we've got turnips in the ground. What else is in the ground?
Oh yeah, well,
That's actually a good question.
so you look over, you can't really see it from here, but we got a ton of Jerusalem artichokes. There's some over here
Yes.
too. And so in the fall, in the winter, when it's January and February, we're gonna pull up the Jerusalem artichokes, and they're gonna be really, really important for the Heimerdinger Foundation. They make meals for cancer patients and their families. They make like 700 meals a week, and they don't have any fresh food in January and February. So we're going to pick the artichokes, and these are prepared in different ways. They're extremely healthy in that they help stabilize blood sugar. We have a lot of type 2 diabetics in our midst, and so this is a really important food for stabilizing blood sugar. And they're also called fartichokes because they give you gas if you eat them raw, and that's how I like to eat them.
They taste like a potato and like the flavor of an artichoke or like hearts of palm, but with the texture of like the best potato you've had on earth. If that explains anything.
Yeah, and they're
That's
sweet in the winter,
They're
and
great.
when you come out in the cold, they're really sweet, and you have to dig them with a shovel so you get warm pretty
Yeah.
quickly. It's a bit like chopping firewood in the winter. It keeps you warm. So I always wait until the winter to chop my firewood. But we'll dig them up. So I'll go down with a chainsaw and I'll cut them all down in a couple weeks and then compost the tops, and then the bottoms. We'll see where the little stumps are, and we'll pull those out. We'll do a video on that when it's time.
That's gonna be fun.
Yep, that's gonna be
We've
fun.
got figs coming in that we've all been chomping on.
Yep.
We've got so many brassicas in the ground right now. Brassicas being anything that's in the broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbage family. We've got kale, collards. We have so much in the ground. We've got spinach in the ground that I'm trying, and we've got good germination rate. So far, germination is looking great on everything. So we're gonna have. It looks like in about 4 or 6 weeks, we're gonna have a nice bit of harvest. Right now, it's a little between the points, but it's gonna be better. We're gonna have a lot of greens.
So if you're in Nashville, we're meeting now just on Saturdays pretty much, because Wednesdays we don't really have that much work because there's no weeds really in the winter. So if you want to come on a Saturday morning at 9, you know where to find me. And if you have any questions or you want to know, if you have any ideas for us, we're really not, well, Felicia's pretty experienced, but I'm not. If you have any ideas for things that we can grow, then put them in the comments below or send me a message. And yeah, anything else that we want to? tell the people out there. But eat your vegetables and your fruits, because that's how you stay healthy. And so thanks for watching our video, and we'll sign out there.